everyone, you're watching Pitch Battle. I'm your host, Indranil. Tonight, we have India versus Australia. You know what sort of damage Australians have done to us in the last couple of years? Actually, not couple of years, really within 1 year. Last June, they completely, destroyed us in that World Test Championship final. Again, in November, month of November. On November 19, let's put it specified on that day what happened. We were knocked out by Australia in that 50-over final in Ahmedabad. And now again, we are in a position to knock them out before the knockout would start, which is an amazing position. And something goes wrong. I don't know what goes wrong, but something goes wrong with our Indian team when they see the Aussies, that yellow jersey. Something goes wrong. What goes wrong? I want to know. We are joined by editor of My Khel, Mr. Avinash Sharma. Avinash, welcome.
Thank you, Dada.
What goes wrong? What goes wrong with the Aussies? Please tell me. I'm absolutely confused. But fortunately, whatever happens, God forbids, India. I just want India to win. If Indian team doesn't win, also, there's nothing to fear because we are already almost there. Our one of our legs is also already inside the semi-final berth, so we don't need to worry. Don't need to worry at all. So your thoughts? What goes wrong with us when we see the Aussies?
I still am clueless. We were all under the impression in November on that fateful day that that jinx of losing against Australia in a knockout stage will finally break, but it didn't. Things were, India were looking favorites till the toss had happened, or maybe after the coin landed in the opposition's favor as well. But yes, something definitely happens to this Indian side, and maybe after a couple of years from now, that mindset mentality would start changing. I think it's a mental game because more often than not, we have lost to Australia in the past on big occasions, and that has been, that the fear of failure has it's deeply ingrained in the psyche of Indian athletes when it comes to competing with the Aussies. It is changing, but I believe maybe another couple of ICC tournaments are when they are done and dusted. Only then can we expect the new generation, the fresh blood, to not get intimidated by the name Aussie or that yellow jersey anymore. But so far, yes, we have seen them happening. Not just the 50-over format in the Under-19 World Cup. Also, we saw the Aussies defeating us this year.
Absolutely. I don't know. This is something really confused me. Aussies also coming into this game after that upset against Afghanistan, losing the game by 21 runs. That must have been really dented their confidence. But this is where champion side, the championship DNA we talk about of the Aussies, and they're so good with it, and they all will come into play tonight, isn't it? Let's see how big champion player you are. I want to see that tonight happening. What are your thoughts? Being dented like that against Afghanistan, do you think it'll affect their performance tonight?
The very reason because Australia is a champion side, because they are not affected a lot by defeats. That's just look at their campaign in the ODI World Cup, the 50-over World Cup in India. Nobody had even thought they'll be able to qualify for the semifinals because the start that they had was very stuttering. But still, they started winning the moment. They picked up the momentum, and the way they defeated the opponents on their way to the finals and also in the final is a testimony to the mental fortitude this team has and the winning mentality it has. So yes, they were shocked by Afghanistan. the other night, but I doubt it will play a lot with them in their minds. But of course, India definitely has an edge, not just because Australia have lost a match, because India has over the last decade or so, if we can look at, uh, when there is less pressure on India, they tend to do very well against the Aussies. The first match between India and Australia last year in Chennai, it was a one-sided game for India. Even in the 2016 T20 World Cup, we saw that knock from Virat Kohli in Mohali, the way he played, the way he outclassed the Aussie bowlers, and we ended up on the winning side. So we've done in the past. It's just that I think the fear comes into the Indian players' psyche when they are facing in them in the knockouts. So when it's not a knockout game, Indians tend to do well against the Aussies, and that is what I'm going to expect tonight as well. The Indian team has been on a roll. They've ticked all the boxes. Uh, in the last match, we saw Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma also joining the party, scoring some runs, getting some runs against their name. So they must also be light on their feet now. That the pressure of performance is at least a little bit of it has eased on them as well. So overall, I think it is going to be a good contest. The Aussies will not give an ounce for free, that's for sure. But India definitely have it in them to just settle scores this time around and knock them out before the knockout starts.
Yeah, that they should do it. I mean, if you have, you know, salvage some pride by doing that. I mean, we want them to
Yeah,
do it because Australia, the famous saying is you give them an inch, they'll take a yard. So that's what the Aussies are, they stand for all these years that we've seen. What a champion side. I mean, in world cricket, we have seen the mighty West Indies in the 70s and 80s, and the Aussies took over across 3 World Cups. They were absolutely unbeatable, and they've already done it in Test and ODI, and now they're again wanting to repeat their form in other what they've done in other 2 formats. They won the championship in 2021, but that is a little far off. In England took over, and then I mean you keep getting these T20 World Cup after every 2 years. So that's also kind of a problem. But whatever. But we are right in front of a big challenge. Aussies, India, Australia, England, and South Africa. I mean that's the lineup you're looking at for the semifinals. Avinash, what
yeah,
are your
it's
thoughts?
it's more or less on. I mean, it's going to be this only. South Africa, they've qualified. West Indies are out. So a big uh, challenge in West Indies has also been taken care of by South Africa. But South Africa are going to be a big challenge for whosoever qualifies from Group One, because they are unbeaten so far. And they've played some pretty good cricket.
Yeah,
They are clicking well. They are peaking very well at the moment, and that's what makes them a formidable side and a dangerous opponent for anyone.
true.
So even if Australia qualifies for the semis or somebody else, it is not going to be easy for them to take on the South Africans. And in all likelihood, we are going to see an India-England semi-finals, it seems. Uh, and again, India-England semi-final will once again bring those memory of 2022 World Cup semi-final, which India lost by a margin of 10 wickets. So again, uh, there will be nerves, I think. uh, Team India should just think of the match against Australia today. They should also start preparing for the semi-finals from today itself. And if their key players keep their momentum forward, they they stick to their game plans well, then England will definitely feel the heat.
I mean, often I've asked this question that what is the remedy to get hold of that jitters you get or the nerve-wracking experience you face when you're playing a knockout game. So the best way I can think of is just treat every game like a knockout game. But it's easy said than done because uh, playing a bilateral, literally, it doesn't exert that kind of pressure. You've seen how chop and changes happen in a bilateral game, in bilateral series over the years. You've seen that, but fortunately for India, they don't change the playing 11 as much as they do it in bilateral series. But they play around, they experiment, they lose, they win. But knockout matches, we have been only losing. So this is quite a disturbing fact about Team India. Hopefully, this time they are able to, swipe it, clean it with a start with a clean on a clean slate, with the mindset, not carry any baggage. What you've done, it's very tough actually to say things off the field. But uh, talking about, you talked about the South African side, Avinash, being a complete side and peaking at the right time. You see Indian team also versus Australian team. If you see the bowling wise, we start with the bowling department. I think Bumrah is absolutely been. He didn't have a bad day so far in the tournament. T20 bowlers are bound to have a bad day, so I hope it doesn't happen in one of the knockout games. The way he's carrying the Indian team on his shoulder, it's absolutely brilliant to see the way he's doing it and rubbing that confidence to the other bowlers. Uh, so how do you see Australian bowling, Indian bowling? If you can compare these two bowling sides, which one is better on your book? I mean, in your book, I mean, which team is looking better on paper?
I think I'll go with India, not because
Right.
that we are, I mean, it's our home team, but because of the overall performance. If you look at it, uh, we've restricted the opponents inside 120 and while defending 119, but we saw them never letting the leash uh, uh, loosen on the opposition when it comes to even if the opposition was chasing 190 plus. So that's the best thing about the Indian bowling, and the element of Kuldeep Yadav coming into play now. It has also given an edge to the Indian bowling lineup, and this looks a pretty balanced bowling attack. Uh, when it comes to the Australians, we're still seeing it. It is revolving around Adam Zampa and Pat Cummins. These are the uh, two of the toughest players and the match winners that the Aussies have. We certainly don't want to demean or belittle the other players in the Aussie bowling lineup. They are also doing equally well. But uh, so far, what we have seen, it's Pat Cummins, but even he could not help Australia win a match against Afghanistan, despite he picked up his consecutive hat trick in the tournament. So that somewhere shows and reflects that there is some problem in the Aussie bowling lineup. And also, let's not forget the fact that the Afghans had a almost a century plus stand. I mean, it was a century plus stand, opening stand against this particular Australian bowling lineup. Where while if you look at the Indian side, Jasprit Bumrah or Arshdeep Singh or Hardik Pandya, they are not allowing the opposition batters and the openers in particular to last longer at the crease, and that's the beauty of this Indian side. They are not allowing the batters to I mean, go on the offensive and take the game away, or push the opposition or the Indian bowlers on the back foot. So that's a difference that I could make out with the Indian and Australian bowling lineup.
All right, but when it comes to batting, which side is looking better on paper?
I would still say India because we've seen Travis Head and David Warner. They've done pretty well, but they are still not living up to the reputation that they came up with in this tournament. Uh, it all boils down to how the middle order of both the teams performs tonight. Because I think Australia also has a pretty
Very well.
balanced middle order, and
Yeah.
India, same goes with India, and India's middle order is in form. We saw what happened the other night. Suryakumar Yadav getting out on the second ball, but that didn't let the batters slow the scoring rate. And this is going to be very crucial against a side like Australia. If you are not uh, letting the fall of wickets impact the flow of runs and keep that scoreboard ticking at a better run rate, definitely,
Yeah.
at a better scoring rate, definitely you're going to have an advantage or edge, and you're going to be on the in the driver's seat more often than not against this Australian side. So
No, what
India's
is
batting in the middle
remarkable
order.
also. No, no, Avinash,
Yeah,
what is remarkable also, we bat till number 8. We have bowlers, we have 7 bowlers in the side. I mean, which is amazing. I mean, you see the
yeah.
fast bowlers, Arshdeep is there. You have Bumrah, all conquering Bumrah. Hardik is bowling exceedingly well. He's been a wicket-taking option for India. Kohli, we have so many all-rounders on our side. We have Dubey, we have Hardik, we have Akshar, we have Jadeja, 4 all-rounders. So that's something I haven't seen. Again, I'm saying this is the best chance for us to lift the T20 World Cup. I don't think you'll get a team as complete as what we are seeing right now on paper, as far as Team India is concerned. Your thoughts?
Uh, yes, we can say that. It looks a very balanced team, and nobody had thought. I mean, there were naysayers, there was skepticism when the team was announced as to why are we going with the 4 spinners, and uh, I think Yuzvendra Chahal seems to be a backup for the 3 spinners that we have slotted in the playing 11. And I too believe that there's hardly going to be any change in the playing 11 tonight as well. Yes, people are uh, uh, voicing that Shivam Dube should be dropped, Sanju Samson should be included in the playing 11 because he also can hit those lofty shots and up the ante and keep the momentum going. But
True.
uh, it will again be a little harsh on Sanju Samson. He will have to come in and deliver almost immediately. And if God forbid something happens and he could not replicate what the fans are expecting of him, then once again he'll be pushed uh, further down in the pecking order. And because that's what has been happening with him, he gets a limited number of chances, and every time he gets a chance, the pressure of performance is too much on him, and he faces the axe or uh, gets just sidelined in the next game or the game 2 or 3 games later on. So that is not going to happen. I still believe Shivam Dube is still your best bet when it comes to hitting those spinners. And today, if you look at the Australian bowling attack, at
Yeah.
taking on Adam Zampa is going to be very critical for India in the middle overs. And I think Shivam Dube,
Virat Kohli will do
uh,
it. Zampa.
he should, he
Zampa
should.
versus Virat Kohli. It's
Provided
quite a
Virat
one side.
Kohli, I mean, we have not seen Virat Kohli play uh, bat past the power plays. So first target for Virat Kohli should be to just last a little longer at the crease. And when you're lasting a little longer, that doesn't mean you'll just eat up the deliveries. You'll also look to score at least 130 or 140 strike rate, which is not
True.
happening with Virat Kohli. In the last match we saw, he scored pretty decently. He placed those 20 odd balls, 24 odd balls, and scored that 34 odd runs. Something similar we need to see. And also because as I was talking about, he needs to stay a little longer. He was dismissed in the 6th over, 7th over. So uh, for him to take on Adam Zampa, it is important for him to stay in the middle and keep that scoring rate going. So yes, because of the fact that the one of the best batters for India against the Aussies historically has been Virat Kohli. A lot will depend on the way Virat Kohli tackles the Aussie bowlers tonight, because that will not just send a message to the Aussies. In fact, it will send the message to the opponents in the upcoming games that okay, Virat Kohli is finally here, and he's in a mood to send a statement that it may be his swan song, but he's still the very best that we have seen.
So whatever discussion we had so far, it's quite clear Australia don't have a chance. Avinash, you are very biased, I have to say that.
Yeah. Yes, we are, and we just hope that the team lives up to this bias, because I was there, Dada, on that fateful day on November 19. As you know, I
Yes.
was outside the stadium. I could see 1 lakh plus people turning out in blue jerseys. There was I mean, the fanfare, the atmosphere, it was all buzzing. But around 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. in the evening, all that excitement, anticipation, it had all been blunted out by the Aussie team, and people started exiting the stadium pretty early, uh,
Yeah.
even before 40 overs were completed in the second
Yeah.
innings. So that was the atmosphere. That it was so gloomy that I didn't have the. I was finding it very hard to even communicate with the spectators who were exiting the stadium. So uh, we've seen that as well, and so I expect the Indian team to just sort of, it won't be a revenge, but a smaller revenge, because the revenge uh, can only be taken when you are defeating Australia in a final of an ICC tournament.
No, 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 no,
No
no, no, no,
other.
no, no. No, don't ask for that, please. You don't
That's
want
not going to happen, I
to.
think. It shouldn't happen. I mean, exactly. So a revenge for Team India should be
Let's take
that
it
they
as a
just
Chennai game,
send
like
up.
the Chennai game.
Yeah,
Let's take it
they
like
should
the
take it as
Chennai
a,
game.
and I think
Ah,
they will take it as Chennai game, because the pitch also uh, at St Lucia will be a little bit of of aid to the Indian spinners.
well. We are really excited actually to see. You can't wait uh, to see the battle beginning at 8 o'clock. A lot of fun, a lot of music, a lot of fanfare, a lot of fan going there. Uh, and as I said, it's a starting of a week, and then uh, people are a little laid back while they go back to work. And but tonight, when they come back, they are in for a treat. Avinash has already predicted it's Australia all the way, right? Am I right? Oh, sorry, India all the way.
I am backing
I'm
Team
just
India.
kidding.
They're going to
No, no,
win
no.
this match. The best thing is they don't have anything to lose. I mean, and so they can be fair. They can play
Fearless.
fearlessly. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, and then don't play fearlessly in the knockout. Don't do that. I mean, I pray to cricket God, please give us a chance because you have been fair to the opposition all this while for 11 years. Be fair to us for a change. That'll really change the entire dynamics of cricket. Even cricket is such a big thing in India. It generates so much of opinion. Kind of people we have playing this game in the country is quite staggering. Lakhs and lakhs. Because you know how involved I am at the grassroots level, Avinash, and I see players are so madly in love with this game. Thanks a lot for sharing your views and hope for an India win and India walking into the semi-final slot. And as we said, 1 foot is already there inside that semi-final ring. And hopefully it'll be a smooth sailing and we come back home. And on 1st of July or 30th of June, we are celebrating. And probably on 29th June, let's start the celebration from there on. And it's unending, I hope, like it happened in 2007. I was there in Mumbai. I remember it was quite a dramatic scene. I don't know if it will be repeat of what we saw in Mumbai that day. It will be repeat of that show, street party. You'll be really been starved of that, Hopefully that happens. Avinash, thanks a lot for sharing your thoughts, and we'll be back again, and hopefully after India's win. Take care and keep watching Pitch Battle.